All right, YouTube. So this is how it's going so far. So I use these clips and hold a piece of paper onto the window. It's a lidless window, so I basically just clip it onto the outside and trace it along that way. That's how I got the cutout. So once I got the cutout, now I have the Reflectix clipped onto that same, with those same clips. And I'm planning on getting two out of these. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, and don't you know, it's like, yeah, we have some clouds, but you know, the wind kicked up and I don't know, maybe it's gonna start raining. I don't know. I'll take my chances and see. But I'm not in the hot blazing sun right now. It was pretty hot today. So yeah, so this is where we are. I don't have a whole bunch of hands to cut and show at the same time at this point, so I'm just gonna cut back in after I made this cut. All right. Okay, so this cut is done. You can see the Reflectix behind it, and that's how that would look. And I just heard some thunder, so I don't know, maybe I need to pack it up out here, pick it up tomorrow. I think that might be a safe bet, honestly, or continue working inside. But yeah, that's how that is. All right, I'll let you know how it goes as it goes. Okay, YouTube, so it's Arts and Crafts Day. Making some window covers for this thing. You can see their windows are not tinted, and I'm planning on taking a trip in it this summer, and I'd like to have some like blackout windows, and I still don't want to get it tinted. So what I'm doing is I'm making window shades. So I have a bunch of Reflectix, working on cutting these to size. This is the one I'm working on cutting for the back window panel. It's kind of large. See if we'll make it fit. This is the one I have for the front already. Kind of learning as I go here. I'm using this Gorilla Glue spray adhesive, and I went to the store and they were having a going out of business sale, so I got some like fabric on the cheap. We'll see how it works, but that's what's happening today. So I'm using the table that I normally use for my island as my crafts table, and I'm using leftover cardboard as like overspray protecting situation. So that's what's going on. Yeah, so I'll let you know how it goes as it goes. All right, until next time. So my project got interrupted by the rain, so I brought all the stuff inside, and I'll pick it back up another day, I think, tomorrow. So I came inside, and then I was kind of sitting here. It's hot in here. It's like 98 degrees in here. And I thought to myself, that rain looks really inviting. So I got into my swim clothes, went outside to like go chill in the rain for a little bit. Then I was like, the RV could use a cleaning, because where I am, I don't have the easiest access to like a hose to wash the RV and my car and stuff. So I just got a rag and I started wiping down the RV with the rainwater, and it looks much better. So, I feel like I'm becoming one with the force. All right, until next time, keep on rethinking. Oh yeah, and I also figured out a way to catch water while it's raining, so I could use the RV as a water harvesting tool, if push comes to shove. So that's something cool. Yeah, all right, until next time, keep on rethinking. All right, YouTube, so it's the next day, back at this thing here. So I'm kind of fine-tuning the one for the back window. I have it in there pretty snug. And it seems like I'm a little bit light on material for this one right here along the top. So I'm gonna fill it out with the black material that I have because I think it'll work out fine. Maybe even like use some of the excess that I have in there to fill it in somehow, but whatever. I'll figure it out. So yeah, so this is where we are. This one's a little, it's very snug, so I could have cut it shorter and saved myself the process here. But you know, live and learn, I suppose, right? So yeah, so this is where we are. I'm gonna go ahead and make this cut and then cut back in. All right, so this is what I have right now. You know, I don't think it looks perfect, but I'll give it a whirl and see how it goes and go from there. So next step is to cut that black material to fit this and then glue them together. So I'm gonna glue one side and then I'll give it a whirl with the other. Also, my windows don't have lids, like they don't have door frames. So I'm using this to kind of snug this into the edges so it fits better. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done, but yeah, you know, they say having the right tool, you know, for the job is important, and I'm turning this popsicle stick into a tool. Maybe I'll get one more deliberately later, like a larger, more sturdy one or whatever, but you know, eating popsicles and using the leftovers. All right. All right, YouTube. Got the love bugs out, you know, getting involved in the situation here. So this is me measuring out how much I'm gonna need for this thing. This material comes in a bolt that's like folded over, so measuring one side will be good enough for two. Also, something cool about using this cardboard box, like I can store some of the excess things I cut out, not excess, but like ones that I'm working on inside while I'm working on top. So it gives me like multiple flat working layers, which is, you know, a neat byproduct. And, you know, it also protects from the overspray. That's kind of how I have this thing set up here. So you can see some of the overspray from yesterday. So it doesn't get on the RV or on my table. So yeah, you know, just things to keep in mind. It's nice to have cardboard around, y'all. So, you know, I don't keep all of it, you know, yeah, use some of it for starting fires, but keep a big box here or there. You never know when you're gonna need it. I could have used it for like cutting out the windows and stuff, but yeah, whatever. Anywho, all right, I'm gonna get back to it. All right, YouTube, so I'm cutting off this excess material here, black on one side, Reflectix on the other, and I'm finding it to be the easiest if I have it hanging over the lip just a little bit, so you know I can cut the excess off that's right there. So I have it hanging over the edge so that the material hangs down, and then I can use the scissor and just cut straight along. So, you know, just a tip there for y'all. All right. Okay, so this is what this one looks like installed. It's probably honestly a little bit too big right there, but it stays in, you know, really snug. It has the fabric on the outside. I'll go outside and show you what it looks like from that side, but yeah, that's what it looks like from the inside. So I'd say it's all right. So this is what it looks like from the outside. I think it looks all right. See it there. Just a black window. I mean, it's in the middle of the day right now, but you know, you just can't see anything in there. So yeah, except very nice reflections. All right. All right, so this is gonna be the biggest cut that I'm gonna make. And so I have this thing clipped to one side there, this thing pretty much clipped to the other edge, and I have it coming all the way to the edge here. So when I cut it, I'm just gonna cut along this edge right here, and I'll have a pretty much a straight cut. And this thing is holding, you know, the rest of this Reflectix in place. So that's my method for doing this cut. It seems like the Reflectix is actually too short, so I'll work that out somehow. All right. Planning on just basically using some of the fabric, because the fabric is a lot larger in width. So I'll leave some excess up there, and I can, you know, tuck that in and do what needs to be done with that. It also comes a little bit further down here. So that's the plan with that. All right. I'll show you how it goes as it goes. Hello YouTube. So this rear window is really challenging to do from the inside. So I got like some initial measurement from the outside area here, so I'm kind of like working with a reduction method, and then I have it cut now so that like it fits. You can see like the perforation on the inside glass a little bit, and it seems like this is about the right size, and this is what I'm going to be using as the outline for cutting the Reflectix. So, you know, if that gives you some idea, yeah, this one's pretty hard to work with, so working with it from the outside makes it more manageable. All right, till next time. All right, so this is what it looks like after the cut. You can see what I have is excess around the edges here, so I'm just gonna trim those off and then try a fit with the Reflectix and see how that goes. Yep. Okay, YouTube, so I had this thing up here and it fell down already. I guess it's not gonna work. Maybe I need the thing in the middle. But yeah, I had it up, and there it is. So they didn't stick very well to this material. They're already off. I tried going with the Velcro things, but that didn't work. Maybe I need thicker pieces of Velcro. So yeah, maybe I need to stick one in the middle. I don't know. Yeah. All right, back to the drawing board. I'll let you know how it goes as it goes. So in case you're wondering how I'm gonna make sure the tape goes exactly where I want it to go, I have the neodymium magnet. So I have it separated right now. Like that's the one that's gonna go right there. I'm putting this piece on top, sticky side up. Okay, so it's right there, and then I put the magnet on top. So when I put it on the car, on the window, I'm just gonna press and the sticky side is gonna go on the window. That's the idea. And then when I pull, the magnets should separate because of the tape. So that's what I'm working with. See if I can get like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I actually didn't mean to do that one. I was thinking that was the top. It's actually the bottom. But you know, more the merrier maybe. So I'll get it together and yeah, I'll get it together and show you how it's going. The tape I'm using is this crystal clear Gorilla tape I just kind of had. So and I had the magnets, so I'm kind of using supplies that I had from before. So yeah, all right. Okay, YouTube, so I'm back at the drawing board here because the sticky thing on the black side of what I was trying did not work. So I'm trying some magnets. They're small but really powerful neodymium magnets. So I have one side taped down to the plastic thing, and then I have the other side is going to be held up with magnets. So that's the plan I'm going with. I'll let you know how it works out, but we'll give that a whirl. Seems like we're going to get rain here in a little bit, so I don't know that I'll be able to finish up today, but I'll see how far I get with this, and I'll let you know how it works out. Hello YouTube. So I messed up and I'm kind of showing you the results of what I did here. So this is what it looks like with the things I made installed. You can see I actually kind of like a little bit of a flap hanging over, because it gives me something to hang on to if I'm like closing the car from the inside. So I actually made these little like sections out of tape that I can actually hold on to if I'm closing it from the outside. So this is with the blackout curtain side. You can see what that looks like. On the back here, it looks very hokey, but you know, this is where we are right now. I'm iterating, so I left a little bit of a flap on the tape so I can peel it off pretty easily. So you know, I actually had to peel it off once already because it didn't go on right the first time, so it came off really easily. What it's going to be like after it cures and it's on there good, I don't know, but right now the magnets seem to be holding pretty good. So that's with the one on the back, and then I have this one on the side, which actually gave me the idea of leaving a little bit of an extra flap because this is the one I was low on material on, so I put some extra fabric there. You can see where the Reflectix actually stops right there. I don't know, you can see it right there if I zoom in. So that's the Reflectix stops, but it's nice to have the extra fabric. I didn't put anything here yet, so you can still kind of peek in from the side. I'll get that taken care of in a little bit. But this is where I messed up right here. So I thought I put the Reflectix on the right side for this one, but it turns out I guess I didn't. So I'm gonna need to maybe just black out both sides of this one, or leave a Reflectix on one side. I don't know, I'll see. I feel like I want it blacked out. And it's not completely sealed right here either. So I'll need to do a little bit more on this. It's kind of like squeaking really hard right there. It's like pinching really hard. So I'm gonna can move that forward a little bit because I don't like the way that that looks at all. I'd like it to be pinched, if anything, to the other side, but maybe I'll do the other one over here and see. But yeah, this is kind of where we are right now. So that works, you know, decent. Guess I'll show you what it looks like from the inside. So this is what they look like from the inside. Just Reflectix all around. That's the back, and this is that section right there. But you see the rimless windows here kind of make it a little bit different to work with than something that just had rims, or you know, like if it had like just a, you know, something easy to work with. And yeah, there's stuff going on with that door, but that's another story. So anyway, this is kind of where we are. The magnets seem to be holding pretty good. And you know, it's nothing permanent, but I think for now it'll get the job done. So yeah, I have a bunch of cleaning up to do, but we'll get there one step at a time. All right, y'all. Until next time, keep on rethinking. All right, YouTube. So it's like a week later. I'm in the car. I wanted to make some blackout things for this section of the car here because I didn't make them last time. And so I cut this piece out based on the outline of the glass from the outside of the car. And I was planning on cutting it out here. That's why you see the outline right there. But there's a nice gap right in the side here that this actually goes into pretty good. And so I'm kind of thinking that less is more. So I don't know that I'm going to even use Reflectix. I'm thinking I'll just put some of the black material on this paper so that it can slide into there. And it holds in pretty good, and it can actually act as like a, a peep window. So if I need to look outside for a moment, then I can, and I can just, it tucks back in there pretty good. So I think that's what I'm gonna do with this kind of material and see how that works. I have a bunch of like Reflectix left, but sometimes I think less is more. So that's what I'm gonna go with. And also I'm out of the, I'm pretty much out of the spray adhesive. And I'm thinking I'm gonna be using double-sided tape for this application because I have a bunch of that. And it seems like it works pretty good. You don't have to deal with the overspray, and it seems like you can get a lot more precision about where you actually put the Reflectix and the material together. So I'll show you what that looks like as well. All right. So going forward, I'm gonna do my best to not glue the wrong side of things by putting a G on the side that's gonna get the glue. So yeah, see how that works. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the double-sided tape down. You want to be careful about how you put it down because it's trying to stick to your hand as you're trying to stick it to the paper, and you don't want to use anything like oily or anything so that it's going to get off your hand easy, but and you don't want it to bubble either. See, I have like a little bit of a bubble there, a bubble there, a bubble there. So I did the best I could. I'm learning, this is the first side. I still have another side to go over there, but I'm gonna see how this works. I'm gonna put that piece on and let you know how it goes. So I'm doing what I can with the fact that I only have two hands here, but I'm basically putting the fabric on like, one corner and then letting the rest of it kind of fall into place as I press with my other hand. So that's the process that I'm using over here. So there it is. The first piece is done. It doesn't look too terrible. I could probably get another piece of double-sided tape up top there because I didn't get that corner. So it folds down a little bit, but it's not a big deal. And you can see that, it's holding on pretty good. So no overspray. I was able to just do it right here on my, on my lap. I'm sitting on the couch and just working on it. So the experience of working with the tape is a lot better. The experience of working with the tape is a lot better than working with the spray adhesive. So I'm gonna go give it a test fit and see what it looks like. Okay, YouTube, so this is the double-sided tape that I got here, and it looks like regular Scotch tape except that it's sticky on both sides. I connected it to this thing, and this side has the glue on it. You can see it's kind of like coming off because whatever, it's kind of just how it is. It just didn't stick well. And this other side, I used the double-sided tape. And you can see it's like if I were to pull on either side, the side with the double-sided tape would definitely win the, pull test. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do for this new application, and see how that goes. And I have a section that I kind of messed up on because I put the fabric material on the wrong side, so I'm going to use double-sided tape for that too, and kind of see how it holds up over time. So that is the plan, and yeah, I'll go from there and let you know how it works out. So this is what it looks like with it installed. You can see there's a little bit of brown right there, but I think it gets the job done. It slides in pretty easy. You can see I'm taking it out right now. You can see it goes back there, but then it slides back there and gets kind of lodged in, so it needed to be pretty thin in order to do that. And yeah, it's getting the job done. So I think I'm gonna make the other side pretty much like I made this side, and that'll be that. Got a bunch of rain, the bugs are out. All right, y'all, so I found a pretty decent way to get the tape onto this thing. So I just leave it on the roller, hold one end with my finger that you can't see here because it's out of the zoom, but I hold one end with my finger, pull it to where I need to be, and then I cut it with a scissor. And I get pretty long stretches, like, it's kind of invisible, but I get pretty long stretches with no bubbles. So yeah, that's my updated method. So one of the things I'm observing is that leaving these things up, even with nobody in the car, like I just had it up overnight last night. It was raining out, it's kind of humid here, but condensation builds up on the inside of the glass between the material and the glass. So I don't know what can be done about that, if leaving the climate on is gonna like take care of that, but that's an observation. So all right, y'all, so my process is evolving a bit here. So I'm gonna do the other side of the one that I messed up in the front. I'm gonna make it black on both sides because I'd rather it be black than shiny. So I'm just gonna make one of them double-sided black. And so I'm gonna clip, leave the clips on, and then I'm gonna fold this piece over. So it's gonna look like that. Then I'm going to put the double-sided tape on here, and then I'm just gonna fold this piece back over. At least that's the idea. So it's pretty much in place already where I want it. And I'll get the double-sided tape close to the edge. It doesn't need to like hold exactly on the edge. Just, it needs to hold. So I'm gonna get a bunch of it on here, some in the middle, maybe like a piece there, another piece there, and then flip this thing back over and press it down and see how it goes. So that's the plan. Wish me luck. All right. Okay, so it's on there, and there it is. It'll fold over in some places. I can use double-sided tape to touch those up if I really want to, so it holds up, flush on the edges. But it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, and I think it does a pretty neat job. So yeah, that is modified. I'll try it out later and see how it looks, but that's it for now. All right, until next time, keep on rethinking. Okay, YouTube, so this is what it looks like with all the window covers installed. So you can see them there. I have the side one installed here as well. The back one has been on since last night, so the magnets seem like they're, you know, holding up, even though it's sketchy looking with the tape and stuff. You know, it's getting the job done. This one is installed as well, you can see. So yeah, so that's what it looks like there. Show you what it looks like from the inside, and that'll be that. So this is what it looks like from the inside. The front one is, you know, the front one. It doesn't protect or cover completely, but these other ones, you can see, are doing a pretty good job. There's a little bit of light bleeding from that side right there, but you know, a little bit of light bleeds through. The rest of them, pretty complete coverage. There's like, you know, a little gap there. There's a gap over there. So it's not completely dark, but I'm gonna say this is pretty good for a first attempt at doing these things. And it definitely will give privacy, like in any situation that you want privacy in the car. So yeah. All right, that's the setup, y'all. All right, till next time, keep on rethinking.